sanctuary was started 5 years ago when I decided to give up a career, 32 years in construction, and do something totally different. I shouldn't really say totally different because I was doing it all along, rescuing animals, but to do it actually as a nonprofit. And I was trying to figure out what type of animals needed the help the most, and it was definitely the farm animals. We started out working out of my house, and the first weekend that we were open, we took in 74 or 76 animals, and were immediately overcrowded and took up space across the street. Then the cows came, we took up space down the road, and so we wound up renting where we are now on a temporary basis. We have 15 acres, just so that all the animals could be together in one spot.
I got involved in the sanctuary primarily because I have a farm directly across the street from where Tamala lives. She was started out with a few cages behind her house, and as things progressed, she needed more space. So she came over and asked me if she could rent some space for me. For the first 2 years, I worked with her and we set up cages for the birds. At the time, we were just doing birds. As the cages continued to grow in numbers, she decided to start getting some animals. The first animal that we got was a goat, and he's still with us. He's a little ornery at times, but he's still with us. And then we went and got more goats, and then it progressed to some sheep, and on and on and on.
When we first moved here, the space seemed so big. I mean, going from 3 smaller farms to one 15-acre farm was like, wow, look at all this space. And then the animals just kept coming in and coming in and coming in. In the last 5 years, we have taken in over 2,000 animals. We've adopted out quite a significant number of them, but we still have about 600 animals living here. The Barnyard Sanctuary is home to just about every type of farm animal you can imagine. We have llamas, alpacas, pigs, sheep, goats, every size donkey, lots and lots and lots of animals. The animals come to us here from many different locations. Some of them are cruelty cases. They come in from the SPCAs, the animal control officers, etc. Some of the animals come to us from this recession that we had recently with all the people losing their homes. Some are animals that are just found. Some come from people that find themselves going to an auction and spontaneously buying something that they have no way of taking care of, and they bring them to us to live here.
Every rescue is different. You don't know what you're going to find when you get to the farm, wherever you're going, and sometimes it's just people's houses. We've had some where we would show up, the animal would be very docile. We'd load it in the trailer and bring it over here. And then we've had some where we've had the animal get right up to the trailer and they don't want to go on a trailer.
The classic example of where some of our animals come from would be last Wednesday night, 9:15 at night, I get a phone call from the New Jersey SPCA. We have a cruelty case going on. Can you help us with the animals? So of course, grabbed my daughter out of bed, jumped in my car, drove over there, and it was one of the most horrific cases that I've ever seen, ever, involving hundreds of dead baby animals and about 200 at this point that were still alive. And we proceeded to pull them out, and we're talking newborn goats and cows with their umbilical cords still attached that had not received their mother's milk to receive the colostrum. No food, no water, no milk, no nothing. So dehydrated and weak they couldn't even stand. They had to be picked up and carried out. It was horrendous. In the days that followed, we wound up taking almost 140 animals or 150 animals at this point from this farm. All of them sick, all requiring vet care. But despite all of that, I would never have it any other way. That's why we're here. And that's just a typical day in the life of owning a farm animal sanctuary. Any day could bring in 1 animal, no animals, 100 animals, you never know. You just try to prepare. Once the animals come into the farm, we do an assessment we decide whether they should be put up for adoption or they should remain here. If they're elderly or have any kind of medical conditions, or if they're in any way aggressive, they do not get put up for adoption. The ones that do get put up for adoption go to families as pets. They do not go to production farms or any place that they'd be put in danger. They're strictly pets, and the homes are checked out, of course, and we make sure that it's a suitable home for them. It has to be someplace that's better than here. If it's not better than here, then they won't go.
One of my favorite things at the sanctuary would have to be dealing with the animals. They all have their own personality. 99% of them are very friendly. And that's what I enjoy the most about the sanctuary.
This is a good thing. People don't realize that farm animals, everybody focuses on dogs and cats. And you never really think about the farm animals, but there's a big calling for it. I just like working with the animals. Everybody's so unique.
I just saw that you could do with some help, volunteering. And I've been coming here just about every day for a year and a half. And so I enjoy coming here, you know, doing the work. And working with the animals.
Getting my clothes eaten by the goats is definitely one of my favorite parts of working at the sanctuary. No, honestly, the animals, I really think on some level that they understand that they were saved. And they show their appreciation every single day, not usually by eating my clothes, but usually by just being so affectionate. Even animals that come in totally wild, once they realize that you're not the enemy, that you're not one of the people that are going to hurt them, they just become so affectionate. They're pure love.